Hello everyone. Thanks for checking, guys. I'm Tommy. You know what I mean. Today we're gonna talk about what we call silence T. All right. There are four rules for the T sound. One of the rules is the glottal stop T. So check for the video for the glottal stop T. It was the first video. The glottal stop T where we say button, cotton. All right. I also check for the second rules. The video is there. The second rules was the flap T. Flap T. It flap. I'll call it a flap T. So that's the American flap T. We always say city better. You know what I mean? Also, you talk about the third rules of the T sound is stop T. We stop the air. You know what I mean? You gotta check for that one also. But today we're gonna talk about the silence T. All right, silence T. Silence. You gotta be silent, okay? So that's what we're gonna talk about today. But before we talk about the silence T, there are basic things you gotta learn here about English. In English, the most important thing in English, try to know the position of all sounds in your mouth. Is very important. If you know that magic, you gotta find English somehow easy. It's very important. So that's why it can help you in your listening. It can help you if you want to speak like a native speaker. All right. Okay, let's talk about this basic. Let's talk about these basic rules or these basic rules. You know what I mean? Let's talk about the S. When we talk about the S, this S, we talk about S. The air escape through our teeth. Most of these sounds we are doing in our mouth, that the air escape through our teeth. When we blend in, one of the sound must be silenced. No matter what, it must be silenced because they are taking the same position in your mouth, and the air and the air is escaping through your teeth. So like example of the sound, like S, the air is escaping through your teeth. The air is escaping through your teeth. T, t, through your teeth. Just try it. Also for the D sound, d, d, voice and voiceless, the T sound. And also the TH is the same. The TH, the voice and voiceless, the air escape through your teeth, directly from your teeth. So like example, let's do the TH sound. That's a voiceless. The voice, so the air escape through your teeth. So most of the sound, when you blind it in any word or sentences, you gotta understand that one of the sound must be silenced. So that's why you see it's difficult for you to blend T and H to say t, t. It's very difficult. So that's why TH take different sound, with the voice and the voiceless T sound, this is the reason, So that's why it's very important for you to know all the position of sounds in your mouth. Phonetics, phonics is very important. It's all about phonics is speaking. There is nothing about. So that's why it's good for you to know much about phonics, about sounds, all the position of sounds in your mouth. All right, guys. All right. Silence. T. Most of these words that end with STEN, STLE, FTEN. Most of these words, the T is silence. No matter what, the T is silence most of the time. So like example in words like listen. Listen. We do not say listening. No. Listen. The T is silence. Castle. Okay, talk about castle. Talk about castle. All right. Wrestling. Wrestling. Okay, talk about Christmas. Christmas. ST. So the T is silence. Often. Sometimes some people will say often. It depends. often is better, but I think the easy way is just say often. So most of the native speakers are using often. But if you use often, you're right. You're also right. Just for your listening. So when somebody say often it's just the same. The person just don't pronounce the T sound. Silence. Okay, that's one of the magic. Okay, I also talk about investment. Investment. The T is silence. Okay, mostly the T is silence. So okay, now let's talk about words ending with st. Most of the words that end with st, the T is silence. Mostly when we blend two words together. All right. So like example here, this most of us are saying fast. You say fast, you're right, you pronounce the T. But sometimes you can say fast, fast. It can happen when I blend it with other words. So like these two words, if I say fast food, fast food. So the T there is silence, Also this one, I can say, if you say waste time, you're right. But if I want to speak fast, I just gotta say waste time, waste time, waste time. The T there is silence, And also this one, last night, last night, last night. The T is silence, okay? Alright, so these are the things we gotta take care of, guys, okay? Alright, guys, okay, let's talk about the American way. In the American way, most of the world we using or phrases, the T is silence, when we talk about the American way, it also occur in American, it also occur in Britain. The reason being is when these two words blend in a word or a phrase, you gotta understand that one of the sound must be silent. For the Britain, the N is silent. For the American, the T is silent. But here we are talking about the American way for the silence T. All right. Like it's so easy to know why this letter is silent in American way. It's silent because T and N take the same position in your mouth. So that's why when you blend in, one of the sound must be silent. So like example here, let's do the N sound. So let's do the T sound. T, t, t. It's the same position. Because the T and the D sound, voice and voiceless. So three of these sounds take the same position in your mouth. T, t. The D sound, d, d, d. It's just voice and voiceless, the same position. So that's why most of the time when these three sound blend in any vocabulary or phrases, one of the sound must be silent. In a Britain way, in American way. So let's go in American way today for the silence T. So example in words, a lot of words, man. So example in these words, let's check them. A lot of vocabulary, guys. Okay, let's go. This word American can say internet, internet. The T is silent. Okay, winner. The T is silent. Center, center. The T is silent. So you gotta understand that the most important thing about speaking English, try to know the stress. Any word you want to pronounce, even if you find a new word you want to pronounce it, find the stress. Find the stress, the syllable. There's a syllable there that is stress. So you have to know syllable. The stress syllable is very important in any new word you are trying to learn. In any phase, it occur in vocabularies, it occur in phrases, it occur in sentences. This is one of the secrets. There is stress in the vocabulary. There are stress in sentences. So even the reason why native speakers are speaking fast, they focus on stress words or stress syllable. That's right. High pitch. Let's go. So this is what we can say. International, international. So here the stressor is na. See, international. So international. All right. This word 20. If you say 20, you're right. 20. The T is silence. Okay. Interview. Atlanta. Atlanta. You say Atlanta? You're right. Well, Atlanta is American way. All right. So these are the things about the T sound. Okay, let's talk about French words. Because the reason about English, most of these words are borrowed from different languages. Guys. So this was some of these words are borrowed from French, because sometimes most of these words they are spelled in the French way, pronounced in the French way. We also pronounce it in the same French way, but the reason B is we just pronounce it the way they pronounce it, but it's not phonetical. So that's why English is not 100% phonetic. English is just like 70% phonetic. All the rest you have to find a way, or you have to find a way to learn those vocabulary. Not every word or any vocabulary you see you want to pronounce it phonetically. No, it's wrong. Because the reason being English is a borrowed language. They borrow it from different languages. Chinese, French, Arab, all this vocabulary you can find in English. So that's why it's not 100% phonetic. Alright, you gotta understand that. So from these French words like this one, we gotta say ballet. Why you say ballet? Even the E you pronounce it like a ballet. So the T is silent. And it's all about also mortgage. Mortgage. It's borrowed from French word. So just a mortgage, For the other side, it's so easy because singular and plural. It's so easy because even in our primary school, in our grade school, we learn what is singulars and plural. So I don't need to talk about much about singular and plural. I just gotta give one example here, like gifts. So I gotta say, hey man, today I received a gift from my friend. Oh man, there are a lot of gifts there. There are a lot of gifts there. So the T is silent. That way all of us understand singulars and plural. Okay. Alright guys, this is all about the video today guys, so please guys don't forget subscribe to the channel. It has been a long time back, but just subscribe to the channel. I was busy guys, so please support the channel. Alright.